Hi, welcome back to my channel where I discuss the problem of underrepresentation at the Oscars while being a straight white male, also known as digging my own grave. Today I want to dive deep into the Oscars controversies and problems and try to explain why the Academy Awards might not be as problematic as people try to portray it. So for the past few years, the Academy Awards have been pretty controversial and getting a decent amount of hatred and criticism for its underrepresentation of women, people of color, and minorities, which a lot of people see as sexism and racism. This year's Oscars not only didn't avoid the criticism, but have become particularly frustrating and upsetting for a lot of people because of the lack of diversity among the nominees. Personally, I haven't been following the Oscars recently. I wasn't that excited for the announcement of the nominations, and I'm not really that excited for the ceremony itself. And I wasn't certainly going to make a video about it. But the thing that made me change my mind was Stephen King's tweets that were posted a few days ago, and more precisely the controversy that they sparked. The essential idea behind Stephen King's tweets that backfired just a while ago and were considered by a lot of people as backwards thinking was that he doesn't think about diversity when dealing with art. Art is a selfless form of expression of one's creative genius. It doesn't really have a gender or a race. For example, if a black woman and a white man made two identical films, does it mean that one of them is better just because a woman made it, and vice versa? Is the other one worse just because it was made by a man? And the answer is no. As many films there are made by women, for women, and about women, as well as made by people of color, for people of color, and about people of color, those movies are not better just because of who made them. So there shouldn't be a quota or percentage or necessary representation of women, people of color, or minorities at the Oscars because the Academy should nominate and award good movies and not the agenda. Obviously, there are a lot of movies that have an important message or an idea, or movies that make an important cultural contribution, but these are not the only things that make a movie a good movie. Another problem with constant dissatisfaction with the Academy choices and decisions lies on the other side of the spectrum. It's the people who react to those choices. A lot of people express their disappointment and frustration with the Academy choices and decisions online in a manner that is borderline toxic and disrespectful, and sometimes even the celebrity engage in that type of behavior. My personal opinion is that boycotting the Oscars or any award show is one of the most disrespectful thing you can do. Not only you're not doing any favor to people who are not already nominated, but you're showing your disrespect to people who were deservedly nominated for their work. But as many problems as the Academy decisions create, sometimes those decisions are the problem as well. Which brings us to part 2 of the video. Why Stephen King is wrong. The first and the main reason of it is the bad timing. He just happened to be at the wrong time, at the wrong place. That's why a lot of people saw his tweets as stereotypical thinking, because last year there were quite a few great films that could diversify the nominees list. The Farewell and Lulu Wang, Awkwafina, Little Women and Greta Gerwig, Lupita Nyong'o's performance in Us, Jennifer Lopez's performance in Hustlers, just to name a few. I'm not going to get into it and express my opinion whether this movie or that movie should have gotten a nomination, but it's safe to say that the Academy could have nominated at least one of them. Now let's look back for a little retrospect. Only 5 female directors were nominated in 92 years of the Academy Awards existing, and it would be pretty stupid of me and anybody else to say that there were only 5 films that were directed by women that deserved the award. So while the Academy has a lot of problems with stereotypes and bizarre decisions, the 2019 Academy Awards were seen making steps in the right direction. So let's go to part 3 of the video, where I'll explain why the Academy messed up even that time. To help me illustrate this point, I will only need one example, and that example is the movie Black Panther. The movie that was in fact so great it was nominated for 7 Oscars including Best Picture category. And the only problem with that was, it wasn't a great movie. Back in 2008, Iron Man started the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which marked the rebirth and resurrection of the superhero subgenre of action movies. Fast forward 10 years, Black Panther made another revolution. But if we strip down the background and environment of Black Panther and make him yet another white male superhero, nobody would care for that film. It would be just your average superhero flick with standard characters, predictable plot, and the action sequences that are not even that memorable. So why did the Academy think that Black Panther, one of many superhero movies, was all of a sudden eligible for the Best Picture category? The answer is, yet again, the Academy didn't separate the message and the cultural contribution of a movie from the quality. I fully understand the excitement of people for finally getting their superhero, which was much needed in the time where we have dozens or even hundreds of stories about people of color getting brought down, disregarded, and disrespected. It was a breath of fresh air, a superhero that was respected, appreciated, and loved. But again, the message or the cultural impact of a movie doesn't make a movie great. So the Academy pretended like they listened to people and nominated a film that was talked about. But the only thing that Black Panther really did in the Best Picture category was deprive yet another great film of its deserved nomination. That's why this nomination became such a meme, because the Academy nominated a movie with little to no artistic merit to it, because they once again confused the cultural message with art. By no means am I saying that the Academy should nominate people of color, women, or minorities. It's just that those nominations should be well deserved and not be the Academy just pleasing the ever offended audience. Do what you will with this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.